And talking about Golden Boy Promotions, huge fight this weekend. Jaime Munguia falling short to the man, let's just say it, the man Canelo Alvarez. Canelo showing his medal and kind of reminding the world that he is the champion, is not coming down anytime soon. What'd you think about the matchup?
You know what? I think it was a really good matchup. I had for Munguia's last fight, I had one of my fighters sparring with him, and he was impressive. He was strong. He looked very strong. His legs, you know, his back was just so big and strong that I had a good feeling about the fight against John Ryder. You know, that he was going to go out there and take care of business, and he did.
He did.
Now against Canelo, look, that was his opportunity. That was the opportunity of a lifetime, the biggest payday in his career. So, you know, he was motivated. He was in great shape to go out there and perform. But Canelo's just in a different level, man. Canelo is that fighter that has so much experience, but also that talent, the power, the speed, counterpunching. He did really good in counterpunching. You know, there was even moments where he landed some really good shots where he could have followed up and maybe even hurt Munguia and maybe stop him. Definitely. But it seemed like he actually just carried him a little, just to let his you know, I don't want to, he's not a teammate, but from the same country, his countryman have bigger fights in the future.
He didn't want to damage his career, maybe.
I think he could have. There was, especially in the last round, you know, he landed some great punches. I think
pivoted off of it. And looked like he was open for more.
Yeah, he could have easily pivoted and he could have easily let Munguia turn around and finish him, and I think he would have hurt him pretty bad. What did he do instead? He carried him. To me, I don't know. It seemed like he actually, like, to me, I think he probably even told him something, because he got really close to his head. It kind of seems like he probably told him something, like you know, you're doing a great, I don't know, something to motivate him or something.
Right.
Because Munguia tried. He did you know, Canelo was just in a different level.
Definitely.
Just a different level. I think Canelo clearly won, but I think he did carry him a little, where he didn't want to finish him off to where he wants him to continue his career. You know what I mean? Because boxing's brutal, man. And I think Canelo did that to his countryman. Gotta respect him for that. I think he could have easily, when he pivoted, he could have easily just take a little step back and boom, and finish him with that punch. Because he was stunned. Munguia was stunned. It seemed like he wobbled a little, so it could have been ugly. But Canelo didn't want to do it. And that's good for him, man.
Canelo stood in the corner.
Canelo
stood in the corner between rounds.
Yeah, he did that.
What does that take for a guy to be able to stand in the corner between rounds and look as fresh? They showed the video of Canelo Alvarez in the 11th round, and he looked like he was just in tremendous condition.
A lot of us could have thought, because I'm probably one of them, that we've probably already seen the best of Canelo. He was already looking at, you know, his last few fights. Nah, man, he's fresh. He's fresh. You know, I know he always says it. He says, I love this. This is my life. I want to do this as long as I can. But we always think, I think he might have 1 or 2 more years, maybe 3 or 4 fights left. But the way he did it this Saturday, not sitting down in the minute break, standing the whole time, he's still fresh, man. He's still in his prime. I think he still has a lot left.
I asked Canelo that. I asked Canelo specifically, how much do you think you have left? And he said, man, I got a lot left. I feel good. I'm in my prime, he said. And then he quoted Mayweather. He said that I'm young, I'm rich, and I'm handsome.
And they want to continue doing it a lot, you know, for a few more years. You know, Mayweather did the same thing. You know, these guys already have all the money in the world. You know, Mayweather was the same way. Canelo right now, he's got so many investments. You know, he's just got money right now. If he retires, he has money for him, his grandkids, his great-grandkids to be comfortable the rest of their life, but he still wants more. You got to respect that. You got to admire that. We've seen fighters where they get too comfortable with good purses that they made, and they retire, or they don't train as hard anymore. This guy, you know, having all the money in the world, just like Mayweather did in his time, always trained hard, always stayed healthy, always focused, always dedicated 100% to the sport. You got to respect those people, man, because with all the money in the world, and they still dedicated, they still have that discipline that You know, a lot of young fighters get a nice payday and then they run
lose
they lose it. They run their career.
Buster Douglas.
It happens a lot. It happens a lot. It happens a lot. And you know, and Buster made millions. There's guys that make a couple hundred and they already think they made it. You know what I mean? That's just the way life is. You got to admire, you got to respect, you know, Canelo for everything he's still doing and all the years that he still wants to continue doing it. He feels fresh, so you got to give him respect.
And he still looks like a Spartan too. Just looking at Canelo walking around all week, then getting to see him front row from the weigh-in,
Correct.
Just absolutely chiseled,
exactly.
Still to the point.
Got to respect him for that.
With Canelo Alvarez, with the victory, naturally there'll be another guy whose name comes up is David Benavidez. Still, David was there with us. David had a press conference on Saturday before the fight. It was the Tank Davis, Frank Martin press conference with the undercard, Benavidez versus Vocek. Vostik, tell me, what do you think about David Benavidez's debut at 175 pounds, and where do you think he is in the Canelo sweepstakes? You think he'll stay at 75 if there's title opportunities there, or do you think that somehow we can still get this wonderful fight made?
I personally think that Benavidez is going to stay at 175 because I don't think him versus Canelo is going to happen. I think there's already been so much talk, so much saying back and forth to a point where Canelo is going to say, why I just don't want to give it to him. You know, Canelo has that power. You know, he doesn't need the fight against Benavidez. To us, I would love to see the fight because I know it's going to be a great fight, man. Canelo's so talented that he could actually win. I personally feel that Benavidez has what it takes to beat Canelo, but I could be wrong. But I think Canelo's fight everybody. I don't think he's afraid. I think he's just too proud for him and just saying, you know what, I could do whatever I want. I'm not going to please everybody that's asking for this fight. I'm going to please Benavidez himself, his dad, who had said things that hasn't been, you know, something nice about Canelo. So Canelo just doesn't have to do it. I think he's got that power to do it. Would I love to see it? Do I think he needs to give us a fight? I think so. He'll get a lot of respect from the boxing world, but he doesn't have to. So I don't blame him either. You know, he has the power to do whatever he wants. Mayweather was the same way. You know, he had the power to do whatever he wanted and call the fights whenever he wanted, fight whoever he wanted, and Canelo's in that position right now.
Robert, here at the Robert Garcia Boxing Academy, man, look, this was an outstanding day of work. Talk to us about what we just saw. We're on the heels of watching Canelo Alvarez just defeat Jaime Munguia, but I gotta touch on what just happened in the gym today, bro. Pure excellence, man. We saw Bam Rodriguez. We saw Ray Mutataya in here, Ray's brother. My guy Chino over in the corner there, man. Some hardworking dudes, man. Talk to us about it.
Yeah, we got some good sparring. You know, we got some good stuff. Monday, Wednesday, Fridays are sparring days, and man, we have really good sparring. And you know, the good thing about it is that most of the sparring is within teammates.
Yes.
You know, there's a couple of guys that came in from San Diego that also spar with some of my guys, really good sparring. But the rest is all in-house sparring. You know, they're all teammates. They're all training with us. So you know, that's what makes the gym so good, that we have sparring for everybody. We have all kinds of sparring from flyweights to welterweights to middleweights. The sparring just doesn't stop, man. That's a blessing to have a team the way we have it.
Such a crazy thing. It kind of resembled, if I can paint the picture for the fans at home, it resembled like a Broadway play, bro, with you taking one guy's headgear off, giving him instructions, putting another guy's headgear on. I mean, people in the line talking to you, man. Just the days get chaotic here. It makes sense why you were so exhausted the other day.
Of course. Look. When you have a team and every fighter that comes in knows how the gym is run and how it works. You don't see none of my fighters. I tell you get ready, so and so get ready. They're not asking who am I going to spar,
right.
how many rounds. No, they all get ready. They all each know which. We just tell them which round they're going to step in and when, and they don't even know who they're going to spar. that's our job, and they don't have to question it, because I know I'm putting them in with the right sparring partners, with the ones that they need to spar with, and they're all going to be very competitive, because everybody, even though they're teammates, they also compete against each other. They want to be better than the other. I tell all my guys, you want to be the best one in this gym.
That's right.
And it's not going to be easy to be the best one, but I tell everyone, you got to be the best one in this gym. If it's Chop, who's getting started, Art Barrera, or Josh Franco, who just came back and has a fight June 5th in Florida, you're going to spar. You came first day, you're going to spar already. He's sparred 8 rounds already. So,
wow.
You know what I mean? So that's the way we have to do it. They don't question who, they just know that that's my job, and they're going to do whatever I tell them to.
Big time standard of excellence. And for the fans at home, yes, I can attest to the fact that I watched Robert walk around and say the same thing to at least 5 other fighters was, hey, you got to be impressive, bro. Talk to us about just that standard of excellence. I heard you keep drilling that in the guys' minds while they're getting off the bags, while they're coming out of sparring. The exact words, you got to be impressive, bro.
You know what? It's what when you're in boxing, especially young, talented fighters, or in another case, Rayo Valenzuela, who has a world title fight against Pitbull. He has to look impressive, because that's his world. That's a title fight opportunity, a world title fight. To become champion of the world, you got to look impressive. But I also tell all these other kids, all the beginners, the ones that have 6, 10, 12 fights. Every time you step in the ring, people see your last fight, and that's where you have to look impressive. When you have that opportunity, it's like any other sport. Soccer players. They keep them behind the scenes. When they give them the last 5 minutes, they put them in the game for the last 10 minutes. You gotta fucking go out there and look impressive. So next time they put you in for the whole 45 minutes, that they're playing. Same thing in boxing. Whenever you're in the gym, whoever I put you with, you have to have that mentality to look impressive, because you looking impressive, that means I'm gonna work my ass even harder to get you the better fights, the bigger fights, sell you to the promoters. I have 30 plus fighters in my gym. There's 10, 12 that don't have a promoter. Why? Because I know they're still not ready. I know I still got something to work on. Exactly. I have the ones that are already like Art Barrera, Chop, who are already fighting on top promoter cards. Golden Boy, what's his name, Eddie Hearn, Matchroom. Those guys that I know when to step them up, because they're ready. There's some that are still not ready, but they'll be ready in a few fights. That's just the way it is. I got to know which ones already. I can just push everybody, because they're not going to look impressive. I want them, whenever they get an opportunity with Top Rank, Golden Boy, Matchroom, whoever it is, they got to look impressive.